Hello everyone, welcome in today. Today we're going to do our NFC East draft grades, and we're going to start off this video with the Philadelphia Eagles. I think Quinyon Mitchell at pick 22 is a fantastic value. I'm a big biased fan, I'll admit that. He's from my area of Florida, so I think he is going to work out great. From what I've seen at Toledo, there's nothing not to love about the kid between the athleticism and what he put on tape. Fantastic steal at 22. I thought they were going to have to trade up to get him. At round 2, pick 40, they were able to get Cooper DeJean. How is that possible? I don't see this kid as a second round talent at all. I guess the NFL, they see things differently. Honestly, I think they see white corner slash safety and he can't do it. And so they pushed him down the board. Stupid. It's like Brian Branch last year. Just stupid that this kid fell into the second round. The Eagles stole him here, and you gotta love what Howie Roseman did. Round 3, Jalen Hunt's a developmental edge. I didn't get to watch him, but everybody's high on him, and he did test really well. So I don't have a whole lot to offer there. Will Shipley's a running back that I like. I think he's a pass catching specialist. I don't think you're going to get a whole lot out of him on the ground. He's not going to be your primary back, but I think he's going to be a good role player. Aeneas Smith is a player that's interesting. You hear some people talking him up like this kid could be taken in the first round, and then a lot of other people are like mid-round gadget guy who has a lot to figure out. So from what I've seen, he is somebody that would need a lot of refinement in order to be a really good receiver. I think he has decent hands, and I think he could develop, but overall he's a project player with upside, and I think that was another solid pick, especially in round 5. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is the next one up, and honestly with him, he was pretty good, but, he's small, and honestly, that's what it comes down to. He wasn't the most athletic guy. He's an old school downhill thumping linebacker, probably just a 2-down player in the NFL. In the 5th round, if he makes it that far and becomes a full-time 2-down linebacker, that's okay. That's a good pick, honestly, if you ask me. Next up, you have Trevor Keegan. I watched a lot of Michigan offense. He didn't stand out, but he wasn't bad from what I've seen. So I'd say that's solid value in round 6. Johnny Wilson's an interesting player out of Florida State. I don't know what to do with him. He kind of looks like a move tight end, and I think if that's how you utilize him, you're making the right decision, and you'll be able to maybe get the best out of him. I don't ever see him as an inline blocker. That's not going to work out. That's not his strength. He's not that type of player. But I think if you move him around, think of like what kind of a Brock Bowers in a way, where he's almost better as like a big power slot, but you can move him around a little bit. You can move him across the formation. He can hit somebody and kind of block him a little bit, like what the Chiefs do with Kelsey quite a bit. Overall, this might work out. Dylan McMahon, small center, might work out. Worked out pretty good for him with Kelsey. From what I've seen, he looked okay. He didn't stand out to me, so I can't say anything too crazy about that. But an A grade is so warranted for the Eagles. They stole players in this draft. What a fantastic draft for Howie Roseman. Next up, we have the New York Giants. Malik Neighbors at number 6, solid pick. I love it, although I will admit for them, I would have preferred them to get Roma Dunze, only because I think they need size in their receiver room, and I think they ignore that way too much. They get a bunch of these slot guys, and honestly, I watched with the Patriots. It's tough to do that. And, Daniel Jones isn't a great quarterback as it is, so you need somebody that's just going to be that size winner for Daniel Jones to throw it up in his area, and maybe he can come down with it. I thought Rome would have been a better fit, just a personal opinion. Tyler Nubin's up next in round 2, and he was a good pick at number 47. He was my top safety, so I'm fine with that selection. He was picked right about where he should have been, and I think he can be a solid safety in the NFL and replace Xavier McKinney for him. Round 3, they got Andrew Phillips, a player I got to pretty late in the process, and from what I've seen, he is good. I'm not quite as high on him, I don't think, though, as everybody else is. I don't know, though. I only got to watch 2 game films of his, so I could be missing some pretty critical information, if I'm being honest. Then you have Theo Johnson. He could work out. He never looked that comfortable in the Penn State offense, but with Drew Aller at quarterback, they left a lot to be desired, honestly, out there. And with his size and his speed, he could be a great seam ball runner, if you ask me. Think of like Gronk down the seam. I don't know that he can do everything else Gronk does with the blocking and all that, but he can hit that seam, and he has speed to get there and beat a safety, beat a linebacker, and get a bunch of big plays. If that's how they utilize him, this pick could be really good. I think he has developmental upside, and I'm comfortable with them taking him in the 4th round. Tyrone Tracy's an interesting player. He played receiver before switching to running back at Purdue, and I think this kid has a lot of potential at running back. I actually think this is a steal in the 5th round. Really good draft by the Giants. In round 6, they got Darius Masu, a linebacker out of UCLA. Didn't really watch him, so I can't give him much of a grade. A-, though, seems like a pretty solid grade for the Giants, and we're going to give him a final grade of an A-. I think that's a good draft. Next up, the Washington Commanders. At 2, they took Jaden Daniels, and I got to be honest with you, I don't like the pick. I think they should have went Drake May, and I think Jaden Daniels is closer to Michael Penix than what he is Drake May and Caleb Williams. Don't love the pick for them. It might work out because of Cliff Kingsbury's offense. I'm just not as excited about it, honestly. Johnny Newton in second round, fantastic value to follow up that one, though. I love it. Mike Sainristil, great slot corner, going to be excellent for them. Love that pick at pick 50. He just, man, he finds the ball. I don't know how, but that ball always drops to him, and I don't know how he does it. It's just really cool to watch him play. And then Ben Sinnott in the third round, pretty good player. There are some people that are pretty high on him. He was okay to me. I didn't think he was special. I thought Theo Johnson had more upside, if you're asking me, and he should have went before him. Just a personal thought. A little bit early for me. And especially with Jatavian Sanders also on the board. I don't love that pick by the Commanders. Round 3, they got Brandon Coleman. Didn't really watch him, I'll be honest with you. Luke McCaffrey, that was a little high. I thought he could be a good, maybe, receiver in the NFL. Slot guy, solid hands. But I don't think you take that guy till the 5th round. Not in round 3. Round 5, they get Jordan McGee, a linebacker out of Temple. Don't know much about him. Dominique Hampton, safety out of Washington. Now, when I was watching some of that Washington defense, he made a few plays in the 2 games I watched. So he could make some strides and maybe be a solid developmental player. Javonte Jean-Baptiste out of Notre Dame. I didn't watch him, so I can't give much of a grade on him. Overall, though, I just got to look at top of this class. I like Newton, like Sainristil, don't like Sinnott, don't like Jaden Daniels. I got to be honest, I'm going to leave it at a B. I don't think it's bad enough to be a C, but B seems pretty fair. Lastly, in this division, you have the Dallas Cowboys. I got to give them credit. C seems a little hard if you ask me. I like Tyler Guyton, especially trading back to get him. He's a good developmental tackle option for the Cowboys. I know they're a win-now team, so that's why a lot of people like to punish them. But at the end of the day, he has the highest upside of any tackle you can get. Why not take him? And then Marshawn Kneeland in round 2. I think this could work out. He may not get a whole lot better in the NFL, but I think he has a solid floor being a good pass rusher. Cooper Beebe, I like the pick in 3rd round. I think that's a good one. I have no complaints there. Maris Liufau, you know, he wasn't bad. I didn't watch a whole ton of him, though. This feels a little early, though, for me. I didn't have him rated, and I got to rating. I had a top 60. I think I got the 67 players I had placed in order, and he didn't make that. And honestly, I'm not sure he would have made it in at 87 with the players left. Kalen Carson in the 5th round. A lot of people had hype on him, so I watched a little bit of his film, and he looked good. I think 5th round's a solid steal for this player. Didn't watch anybody in round 6 for them or their round 7 players. But I think C's a little tough. I'm going to upgrade this one to a B. But I'm LDJ11. Drop any comments down below. Tell me what you guys think of my grades. And if, you know, what your grades are. I always want to hear what you guys are thinking as well. Like I said, please like and subscribe. Have a great day. I'll be back with more grades. And then I'll be back to my Coach KJ content, which is college football revamped until our new college football game. And I'll be out with more Madden content soon. Have a great day. And I'm out.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars, crashing in my car.